I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself at 70 years old. You're sitting in a beautiful corner office. Awards line the walls. Your bank account has more zeros than you ever dreamed possible. But as you look out that window, there's an emptiness in your chest, a hollowness that no amount of achievement can fill. You've spent 50 years climbing a ladder, only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. Now imagine a different 70-year-old you. Maybe you're in a modest home. Maybe the bank account is simpler, but your eyes sparkle when you wake up. Your heart feels full. You've lived a life aligned with joy, and everything you've touched has flourished because of it. Which version would you choose? I've spent decades studying human consciousness, wrote books like Your Erroneous Zones and The Power of Intention. But more importantly, I've lived through my own journey from chasing success to discovering happiness. And what I've learned might surprise you. We've been sold a lie. A beautiful, seductive lie that says if we just achieve enough, accumulate enough, accomplish enough, then happiness will finally arrive, like a package delivered to our doorstep after we've paid the price of success. But here's what 30 years of observing human behavior has taught me. Success, think about the last time you felt truly joyful, not excited about something you bought, not proud of something you achieved, but genuinely, deeply happy. What were you doing? I'll bet it wasn't checking your bank balance or polishing a trophy. You were probably connecting, creating, contributing, being present. You were in a state of happiness, and from that state, beautiful things emerged. The research backs this up. Studies from Harvard, from Berkeley, from universities around the world all point to the same truth. Happy people don't succeed because they're lucky. They succeed because happiness literally rewires their brains for better performance. When you're happy, your creativity increases by 300%, your productivity jumps by 31%, your sales performance improves by 37%. You're not successful and then happy, you're happy and then successful. But we've got it backwards. We tell our children, study hard so you can get into a good college, so you can get a good job, so you can be happy. We tell ourselves, once I make partner, once I lose the weight, once I find the relationship, then I'll be happy. We're always pushing happiness into the future, making it conditional on some achievement that hasn't happened yet. Let me share something personal. In my 30s, I was a university professor. Good salary, respect, security. By every external measure, I had succeeded. But every morning I'd wake up with a knot in my stomach. I was living someone else's definition of success. It wasn't until I left that secure position to write and speak about what truly mattered to me that I discovered what happiness felt like. And you know what happened? When I followed my joy instead of my fear, success followed. Not the other way around. You see, when you're unhappy, you're operating from scarcity, from fear, from a sense that you're not enough. And what do you create from that space? More scarcity, more fear, more evidence that you're not enough. It's like trying to plant a garden in poisoned soil. No matter how hard you work, nothing healthy can grow. But when you're happy, you operate from abundance, from love, from a sense of wholeness. And from that space, you naturally create more abundance, more love, more reasons to feel whole. As I wrote in The Power of Intention, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, it's easy for you to say, Wayne. You don't know my situation. You don't know my struggles. And you're right. I don't. But I know this. Every person I've ever met who was waiting for success to make them happy is still waiting. And every person I've met who chose happiness despite their circumstances found that success followed in ways they never expected. This isn't about positive thinking. This isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is about understanding a fundamental law of human psychology. Your inner state creates your outer reality, not the other way around. Think about relationships. We say, I'll be happy when I find the right person. But have you ever noticed that unhappy people attract unhappy relationships? They're not unhappy because they're in bad relationships. They're in bad relationships because they're unhappy. When you're desperately seeking someone to complete you, you attract others who are also incomplete. When you're whole and happy within yourself, you attract wholeness. The same principle applies to money. We think money will make us happy, but look at lottery winners. Study after study shows that within 2 years, they're no happier than before they won. Often, they're less happy. Why? Because they haven't changed their inner state. They're the same person with more zeros in their bank account, and an unhappy poor person becomes an unhappy rich person. I remember counseling a CEO who had built a $100 million company. He came to me because despite all his success, he was miserable. His marriage was falling apart, his kids barely knew him, his health was deteriorating. He had sacrificed everything for success, believing it would eventually bring happiness. We worked together for months, not on business strategy, not on achieving more, but on finding what brought him joy. Turns out he loved teaching, he loved mentoring young entrepreneurs, so he started doing that, not for money, not for recognition, but because it made him happy. Within a year, his marriage healed, his health improved, and ironically, his business grew faster than ever. Why? Because he was leading from joy instead of fear. This is what I mean when I say happiness is the key to success. When you're happy, you make better decisions. You see opportunities instead of obstacles. You attract people who want to support you rather than compete with you. You have energy that comes from enthusiasm rather than desperation. But here's where we get stuck. We've been programmed to believe that happiness without achievement is laziness, that if we're content, we'll stop growing. We fear that happiness will make us complacent, so we stay on the treadmill of misery, believing it's the price of progress. Nothing could be further from the truth. True happiness doesn't make you complacent, it makes you creative. When you're not spending all your energy fighting unhappiness, you have energy to contribute, to innovate, to serve. The greatest achievements in human history didn't come from miserable people forcing themselves forward. They came from people so lit up with passion and purpose that success was a natural byproduct. Einstein didn't develop the theory of relativity because he was chasing success. He was following his curiosity, his joy in understanding the universe. Mother Teresa didn't serve the poor to become successful. She followed her calling, her happiness in serving, and success followed. Every great artist, inventor, leader you admire got there not by sacrificing happiness for success, but by following their happiness toward success. So how do we flip this script? How do we stop chasing success and start cultivating happiness? It begins with a simple but profound shift. Stop asking, what do I need to achieve to be happy? Start asking, what makes me happy right now? For you, it might be writing or gardening or having deep conversations or solving problems or making people laugh. Whatever it is, that's your compass. That's your North Star. Not because it will make you successful, but because it makes you happy. And from that happiness, success will emerge in ways you can't even imagine. I learned this from my own father. He was an alcoholic who abandoned our family when I was young. For years, I carried anger about that. I believed I needed to prove myself, to become successful, to show I was worthy despite his rejection. But all that drive for success just created more suffering. It wasn't until I found happiness through forgiveness, through understanding that he was doing the best he could with his own pain, that my life truly transformed. When I let go of needing success to heal my wounds, I found happiness. And with happiness came a success I never could have achieved through force. This is the paradox. The harder you chase success, hoping it will bring happiness, the more both elude you. But when you cultivate happiness for its own sake, success comes looking for you. It's like trying to catch a butterfly. Chase it and it flies away. Sit still, enjoy, and it lands on your shoulder. Now let me address the elephant in the room. Some of you are thinking, but Wayne, I have bills to pay. I have responsibilities. I can't just follow my bliss and hope money appears. I'm not suggesting you quit your job tomorrow to become a poet if poetry makes you happy. I'm suggesting you bring happiness to whatever you're doing now. Start where you are. If you're an accountant who dreams of being an artist, don't quit accounting. Find what you can enjoy about accounting. The precision, the problem solving, the helping clients understand their finances. Bring happiness to your current work while nurturing your art on the side. Watch what happens. Either your work will transform because you're approaching it with joy, or opportunities will appear to move toward what truly calls you. The universe responds to your energy, not your resume. When you're radiating happiness, doors open. People want to help you. Opportunities find you. Not through magic, but through the simple fact that happy people are more creative, more collaborative, more resilient. They see solutions where others see problems. They build bridges where others build walls. I've watched this principle transform thousands of lives. The single mother who stopped waiting for financial success to be happy and started finding joy in small moments with her children. Her happiness gave her energy to go back to school, start a business, create the success she thought she needed to be happy. The executive who stopped killing himself for the next promotion and started enjoying his current role. His happiness made him such a positive force that he was promoted faster than when he was striving. But here's the real danger of getting this backwards. When you delay happiness for success, you're not just postponing joy, you're actively creating suffering. You're telling yourself you're not enough as you are. You're reinforcing the belief that you need external validation to be worthy of happiness. And that belief becomes a prison that no amount of success can unlock. I've met billionaires who are emotional paupers. I've met celebrities who are desperately lonely. I've met people with every external marker of success who would trade it all for one day of genuine happiness. They climbed the mountain of achievement only to realize happiness was back at base camp all along. The cost of this backwards approach isn't just personal. It ripples out. When you're unhappy, you spread unhappiness. To your spouse, your children, your colleagues, you create a culture that says suffering is the price of success. You model for the next generation that happiness must be earned through achievement, and the cycle continues. But when you choose happiness first, you become a beacon. You show others it's possible to succeed from joy rather than fear. You create environments where people thrive because they're happy, not grinding themselves down, hoping to eventually earn the right to be happy. You break the cycle. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This isn't pretending problems don't exist. When my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, I didn't pretend to be happy about that, but I found happiness in being able to be there for her, in the love of family and friends who supported us, in the dedication of her medical team. From that happiness came the strength to navigate the challenge, and yes, she recovered. Not because I forced success through suffering, but because happiness gave us resilience. Real happiness isn't dependent on circumstances. It's a choice you make moment by moment. It's deciding that this moment, exactly as it is, contains something worth appreciating. Maybe it's just your breath. Maybe it's the sunlight. Maybe it's the fact that you're alive to face whatever challenge is in front of you. That choice to find happiness in this moment is what creates the energy for positive change. Think about children. They don't achieve first and then allow themselves to be happy. They're happy first. And from that happiness, they learn, grow, create. They finger paint not to become successful artists, but because moving color across paper brings joy. And in that joy, they develop skills, confidence, creativity. We were all born knowing that happiness comes first. We've just been educated out of it. So how do we return to that natural state? It starts with permission. Permission to be happy before you've earned it. Permission to enjoy your life even if it's not perfect. Permission to follow what lights you up, even if it doesn't seem practical. You don't need anyone else's permission. You just need to stop withholding it from yourself. Then comes practice. Happiness is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Find one thing each morning that makes you genuinely happy. Your coffee, your cat, the quiet before the world wakes up. Sit with that happiness. Feel it. Let it fill you. Then carry it into your day. When challenges arise, and they will, ask yourself, how can I bring happiness to this situation? Not fake happiness, not denial, but genuine appreciation for your ability to face this challenge, for the growth it offers, for the strength you're discovering. This isn't about being happy about problems. It's about being happy despite them. As you practice, you'll notice something shift. Decisions become clearer because you're not clouded by the desperation for success. Relationships improve because you're not using others to fill your emptiness. Work becomes more fulfilling because you're bringing joy to it rather than expecting it to bring joy to you. Success starts showing up, not because you're chasing it, but because you've created the conditions for it to flourish. I want to leave you with this. You are not a human doing. You are a human being. Your worth isn't determined by what you achieve. It's inherent in your existence. The universe didn't create you to suffer your way to success. It created you to experience joy. And from that joy, to create, contribute, connect. Every morning you face a choice. You can wake up and immediately start calculating what you need to achieve to earn happiness, or you can wake up and ask, what can I appreciate right now? What can I enjoy about this day? How can I bring happiness to whatever I'm doing? That choice, made consistently, is what separates those who succeed from happiness from those who suffer toward success that never quite satisfies. Your life is happening now. Not when you get the promotion, not when you find the relationship, not when you reach the goal. Now, this moment is your life. And in this moment, you can choose happiness. Not because you've earned it, not because circumstances are perfect, but because happiness is your birthright, and from it, all good things flow. The mystic Rumi wrote, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. That pull toward what you love, toward what makes you happy, that's your guidance system. Trust it. Follow it. Not because it will make you successful by the world's standards, but because it will make you successful by the only standard that matters, your own joy." So stop waiting. Stop postponing. Stop believing the lie that you need to achieve first and be happy later. Choose happiness now. Bring it to whatever you're doing. Watch how your world transforms, not through force, not through struggle, but through the simple, profound act of being happy first. Success will follow. It always does when happiness leads the way. But by then you'll have discovered something even more valuable. That success was never the destination. Happiness was, and you've been capable of choosing it all along. Remember, you don't need success to be happy. You need happiness to truly succeed. The question isn't whether you'll be successful. When you choose happiness first, success is inevitable. The question is whether you'll enjoy the journey. And that choice, my friend, is always yours to make.